Well, it's a new year and it's coming our way. It's a new year and it's coming our way. Hey, another singing entry into the man cave here at Wistful Vistas in beautiful suburban San Diego, California. It's a very nice day outside. Still a wee bit on the chill side. I'll tell you what that happens to be. But it's low 60s F, probably, what is that, 15 or 16, maybe 18 C, not sure. I'll write it down, I do. I feel obligated to give, of course, the weather report. So, but enough of that, enough of the weather. Let's talk about what we're going to do today. Today, we are going to finally install that extended windshield on my 2021 Aprilia Tuono factory. Now, the last time we went out on this machine, we checked the stock windshield into the wind at different speeds, freeway speeds anyway, highway speeds. And we found that, in my opinion, I can't measure these with any kind of metrics, but in my opinion, it is better than the original windshield setup that came with the 2017 Aprilia Tuono factory I had. However, there is maybe some possibility of improvement. Now, I do like the looks of this one. We'll have to see how it compares with this once I get it installed on the machine. But that's what we're going to try and do today. And then later on, certainly as a part of this little segment here, I will get out on the road and try the new windshield. Now, this windshield is by a company called PowerBronze. Can you see me? PowerBronze. The windshield, the aftermarket windshield I used on the 2017 was by a company called Puig, P-U-I-G. I got varying opinions on how that's actually properly pronounced. It's Spanish, but anyway, that was the windshield. This is the PowerBronze. Because this new series is new, there's not a lot of aftermarket equipment yet available. What is out there tends to have fitted the previous generations, and we have a new front end on this bike. So stand by while we get to this very important task. And remember, it's about the science. Yeah, hopefully that helps with the backlight. Anyway, we got the bright sun coming in. Don't let that fool you. It is still cold out there. But let's go over what's inside the PowerBronze packaging. We have, oh, I want to make one quick note here. This is, I don't think those are going to show up, but yeah, they will. They sealed that package, or that package was attached to the inner boxing with staples. And note to manufacturers, staples in a garage, bad. These are small enough to get into air intakes, lost on the floor, run over with tires, etc., etc. So please find another way besides staples. We'll toss those, and we'll now go to what's in the bag. And first step, hurrah, instructions. We've been down this path before. Really appreciate them putting instructions in there. That's very nice. And I like the illustrations. We have 4 screws and 4 rubber grommets. 4 screws and 4 rubber grommets, as anyone can plainly see. So that's the components in the package. And now we'll see about getting them on the motorcycle. Can you see me? Can you see me now? Anyway, this is the front end of the 2021, and it has, let go of me. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. It has 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2.5 millimeter Allen bolts holding the front windshield on. They're very accessible. Now, one of the features of the 2017, they were quite proud. They had produced a clamshell design with no bolts, no exterior visible bolts, which was a beautiful design, and I think, if anything, prettier than the current design. However, it made anything to do with replacing the windshield very difficult. So what we're going to do now is remove these 4 screws. Now they're backed up with those, let's see how tight they are in here. They're backed up, see if I can get it with just this. They are backed up with rubber grommets. So this one is not in too tight. So take note of that. They're not really cranked in there, and they are small, so you don't need to use a lot of force to remove these. So let's take the first one out. Want to be careful because these things are tiny, and you heard me lecture you before on how easy it is to lose stuff once you get it loose, particularly small black screws. Okay, that's loose. Let's see if I can extract it. Got it. It's backed up with a washer, a little black washer. So let's show that to the camera there. So backed up with a little black washer. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these other 4 bolts. We'll do that off camera so we don't bore you. Okay, we got the last screw off there. Not too difficult at all, very lightly screwed in. And just a little fiddly. You got to hang on to them in the little washer. If that falls down behind the fascia there, you are more or less screwed. By the way, they are not magnetic, so you can't get them out with your fishing tool. The windshield just lifts straight off. This piece here is my gate transponder. I don't know if that'll show up on the film, but I need that to get in and out of wistful vistas here. One of the things you notice right away about the stock windshield is that it's really a piece of quality molding. They've got a bead around the edge here, which means that they invested in a mold specifically, whoever their vendor is for the windshield, or they themselves invested in a mold specifically for this windshield. So now let's do a trial fitting of the PowerBronze. Let's just lay it on there and see how that looks and works. Bear with me as I maneuver myself through the man cave around the various bits and bobs. It is much improved since quite a bit of the detritus boxes, etc., that we had have been removed. So doing a trial fitting, always recommend you do this before you put anything on. And okay, the holes line up. By the way, I always recommend you do a trial fitting. The holes line up, and it looks, it's got that extra height there. Doesn't look bad. Now I got mine lightly tinted. I didn't necessarily want the dark tinted unit. So the holes do line up, and we will now go back through the reassembly process. I'll bring you back in just a moment. I'm going to take advantage and clean up the back of that front fascia. Use a little cleaner on it while I've got it open. Might as well go ahead and do that. There's rubber bushings behind the 4 mounting points. So, be right back to you. Here it is. Oh, now one thing I noticed the difference on the PowerBronze is that they have invested in a mold, but the finishes around the edges are, they're not beaded, if I can use that term. In fact, to me, as I look at it, it's got some striations, some marks on it. I doubt that's going to show up on the video, but that to me means that they do a final trim. They may use a hot wire trim or something like that to cut it down finally to size. But that's one of the qualitative differences. There is no bead around on this one. So, okay, going to clean it up a little bit, and then we'll be back to you as we mount it back on the machine. Okay, a quick remark on the bolts as supplied by PowerBronze. they have a built-in shoulder on them, and they're slightly longer than the stock bolts that come from Aprilia. And I'm going to put them side by side here. They also have a built-in washer. Now the PowerBronze instruction says they do want you to reuse that washer here. They also supply 4 rubber grommets, and they want those rubber grommets to go on top of the rubber grommets that are already in place with the stock machine. So I'm going to take a little quicker look at that. Let me show you one of the grommets. So here is the PowerBronze screw and the rubber grommet they supply. They say they want you to put it right here. Now this screw is slightly longer than the other one, which is kind of interesting because I'm sort of interested in how I hold that in place while I put it on. But okay, just observations about the different sizes of fasteners from the OEM compared to the PowerBronze. Okay, these are black on black. They're not going to show up, but to hold those little grommets on there, I put a tiny dab of silicone oil on them. And oh, see, I lost that one already. Dang it. Trials and tribulations of me that you can actually see. Oh dear, don't fall all the way down in there. Let's put you on there. Shoot. Do I have to glue it? Now I think, no, it's not going to stay. So I think the reason, let's try it this way. I think the reason that PowerBronze wants you to put that grommet between the windshield and the original rubber grommeting is because this stands up a little taller, and I lost that one. Darn it. Ah, there goes that one. Okay, this stands up a little taller, and so my silicone idea did not work out. So I'm going to try now and put the screws through it. The screws are a little longer, and I think because this is a little taller, I think PowerBronze is thinking that some extra dampening might be in order. So got that one in there. Now we'll get this one started. Little on the fiddly side. Okay, got them pointed in. I'm hoping I can fit those rubber grommets on the other side there. So I'm just going to get these started. Like I say, just a trifle, I'm going to call it just a little fiddly. Okay, I've cut some threads on that one. Going to do the same here. I was hoping the silicone would hold those in place. Okay, caught some threads there. I was hoping the silicone would hold those in place for me to be able to just drop it in on it, but as you saw, that did not work out. Okay, so gonna go get the next two, watch and be amazed. That didn't work out. Don't want to glue them on because the fact is I'm not too sure if this is what I'm going to keep on forever and ever. So I'm going to try to get this to go in place. Not the easiest thing to do because it's black on black on black. And okay, got that one into the vicinity. Now let's see if I can catch the screw hole there. Yeah, a bit fiddly. How about if we said fiddly? Thank you to the English for giving us that word. Okay, this is warts and all. You get to see all my trials and tribulations of trying to get this thing started in the screw hole and keep that rubber grommet in place. Okay, I caught some threads there, so that one started, got all these in. As I can say, a bit fiddly to try to get that rubber washer between the windscreen and the backing. Now I've got to try and accomplish the same task over here. Again, I wonder if it's not for the vibration dampening because you're dealing with a taller windscreen. So I'm going to put that there. You're working blind, and these are small threads. Okay, I think I caught some threads. Okay, so I caught some threads. So, you know, I think these are very soft. These are aluminum. So, comments as to the installation here. They want you to put a rubber grommet between the screw is longer. They want you to put a rubber grommet between the fascia and the windshield. I'm guessing that has to do with maybe some vibration dampening. Also, the screws are a bit longer for the replacement PowerBronze than they are on the OEM unit, and keeping that in place while putting it on is a little bit fiddly. I think maybe my silicone idea, putting a little silicone on the back of the rubber grommet, might be a good idea, but it is not as easy as I first thought. It didn't. One of them held and the other one didn't. Okay, let's just keep the camera rolling, and we'll go ahead and tighten them down. Now I wonder if you should tighten these in a star pattern. They weren't all that tight on the OEM version, and we do have that rubber grommet in there, so I'm not going to take them down a whole lot. I'm going to meet some resistance and then kind of back off there. And the PowerBronze manual says to periodically check these for the proper tension. Sometimes the way that you periodically check these for the proper tension is you look at the front of the machine and you see that there's a bolt missing. So I think it could be that one day you could end up ordering replacements. Let's see, this one, take it down the rest of the way. Rocky, this is my friend Rocky Squirrel. He's a biking enthusiast. Okay, just taking these down to tension. I think the rubber will act a bit as a lock washer as well. Again, it's with small screws and bolts, 2.5 millimeter in this case. It's probably easier to over tighten than it is to under tighten, and we'll check them out. Anyway, it's in there solid. It's a higher unit. Let me grab that stock unit again very quickly. All right, I've grabbed the stock unit and we'll put it there for a little bit of a comparison. You can see we have this much extra height, and it's canted just a bit forward compared to the stock unit. Quality looks okay. Okay. Quality looks good. Let's not say okay. Quality looks good. It's a nicely molded piece. It fit in. I didn't have to trim anything to get it out of the way. I think it will do a better job at blocking the wind just because of the height, and perhaps this canted forward. I wish they had gone to the extent of putting a molded bead around the windshield like the Stalker is. I think that's pretty nice looking. You can let me know what you think about it. Unfortunately, I've got to put my gate code back on this, so I'm going to have that up there a little bit higher. Again, sorry, I guess I don't want the security guards here at Wistful Vistas to shoot me. I don't want them thinking that I'm sneaking in on my Aprilia motorcycle to try and steal some furniture or something. I don't know where I put it. But hey, Rocky, what do you think? Yeah? Rocky likes it a little bit better. But But there it is. My next task will be to put that transponder on there, and we'll get it out and take it for a ride. Hey, there you are. All right, hope this helps somebody out there. PowerBronze windshield for the 2021 Aprilia Tuono. By the way, much easier to change than it was on the 2017, much easier. I think I spent most of an afternoon working getting that into the clamshell. So just 4 little bolts on and off. The whole challenge was keeping those rubber grommets in place. Happy 2022 to y'all, and ride safe. The guy come along.